Cold open today. How are you? Actually, just trying something different. I was setting something up and I wanted to see just how you're in here, who's in here right at the start. I'm still going to run the intro as always, but thanks for being here on yet another night. It is Thursday night, November the 17th, and great to see so many of you in the chat. Vote on the poll question that I put. Type in where you're coming from tonight, and we'll get started. Let's launch the intro right now.
This is Bruce Boudreau, head coach of the Vancouver Canucks, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary, live presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. Let's get that background music going. I am your host, Canuck Clay Emo, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is indeed Thursday night, November the 17th, as the Canucks prepare for a little, small, mini, two-game homestand. It starts with the Kings tomorrow night, and then Vegas Golden Knights on Monday. I will be going to both games, but we will get into that as we go tonight. Moderators, thank you in advance. I appreciate you as always. Members, Legends, Hall of Fames, and franchise members, thanks to all of you. And to everyone watching, no matter where you're watching from, whether you're in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, in Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that you could be watching anything else, doing anything else, but the fact that you are here with me, I appreciate you, and I certainly do not take you for granted. So, as we start off tonight, like the stream, like the fact that we are here, like the fact that unlike Twitter, YouTube will never get taken down. Yes, there's a lot of talk going on Twitter. For those of you that have Twitter accounts, it's kind of funny. But yeah, like the fact that we're together and that we can get going. Make sure you're subscribed so you can get active in the comment section. You're welcome to leave donations as always. You're welcome to gift memberships. You're welcome to become a member. You're welcome to upgrade your membership. And most importantly, please, please, please get chatting in the chat section. I will go for the first 10 or 15 minutes. Then I will turn it over to all of you, answer some of your questions on this Thursday evening, my last live stream for this week. As you guys know, I take Fridays and Saturdays off. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure that you rate and review. And I would appreciate that as well. So let's get going. I appreciate you guys being here. And before we talk about the Canucks, kind of interesting, everything that's going on Twitter. We know that Elon Musk bought Twitter a couple weeks ago, and things are being like there's the whole blue check mark, not scandal, but all the nonsense with that verification, Twitter blue, whatever. Then there was news that he was basically going to demand a lot more from his workplace, his workforce, and he basically said, you either got to sign up and say yes and get on the train, or you're going to be dismissed. So then that came out on Twitter. Then apparently he laid off a lot of people today. So it was pretty crazy. So then others are saying that some people were even tweeting, some ex-engineers or even people that work there, even from their own Twitter account, says, it was kind of interesting, said something like, that they're going to try it, that things might look a lot different tomorrow. So, next week. So just really weird stuff. So some people are saying, that that it'll be fine, that there's no way such a big like social media app like Twitter would go down or would cease to exist. Others are saying that no, there's potential that this thing could go down. Maybe not as early as tonight, but within the next few days. So if you're on Twitter, that's why you're seeing people say, well, Twitter goes down. You can find me on Instagram or on whatever, Snapchat or TikTok. So I even put my own tweet. I said, if you want to stay in touch, just in case, I'm here on YouTube. I have my full Instagram. It's back to Clayton Emo, by the way. Anyone follow me on Instagram is Clayton Emo, not Fun Faithful Family anymore. It's my full name, Clayton Emo. And then of course on I'm not allowed to have I have my own website, clayemo.com, brand new website. Actually, I'm going to type that in. Make sure you check it out if you have time. It's actually pretty cool. It has to do more with my speaking and my ministry, but if you want to check that out, you can. Oh, I didn't even make it a clickable link, but that's fine. And then lastly, I kind of joked around. I said, and my kids won't let me get Snapchat or TikTok because they think I would probably embarrass them. So check out my website, my personal website, if you have time. I'm going to be putting some more Canucks, non-Canucks related content on there. By the way, if you're, as I did on Twitter, if one thing that I've been doing recently is I've been tweeting out the link to the show and also asking you if you're on social media of some sort. I would appreciate if you want to share on Twitter while it's still live, on Facebook, on Instagram, wherever you are. Share that where you are tonight. Share that we're hanging out. Share that this is where all the cool kids are because you guys are here. Now, and Jasker, Jasker, you got to be careful what you ask for. He says, Clay, just make Snap and TikTok. No way. No way. It would be a disaster. And I don't think anyone wants to see that. Today, the Canucks practice in advance of their matchup against the LA Kings tomorrow. Again, I will be there tomorrow. I'll wait till the end. I'll ask any of you if you're going to the game as well. So this is what the practice lines look like today. You had the first line of Horvat between Garland and Miller. That line has been going well, and I guess the biggest thing there is to note that Miller is not in the middle. He's playing on the wing. Second line, again, of Pettersson between the two Russians of Kuzmenko and Mikheyev. Third line had Besser and Podkolzin, not Hoglander. So Besser on Podkolzin on the wings, and Sheldon Dries and Curtis Lazar alternating there. So a lot to unpack in that one line. Hoglander gets bumped from that. Remember, Dries, Hoglander, and Besser were horrible together on Thursday night. So there's that. Not Thursday night, on what night was that? Tuesday night. So Hoglander gets bumped for Podkolzin. Podkolzin is back with a huge black eye from that fight, and he basically said that his wife called him an idiot for doing that, for getting in that fight. So that was kind of funny. And then the other thing is Curtis Lazar back and taking regular line rushes. So we'll see who indeed plays. I hope it's Lazar because I think that we just saw that Dries just he works hard, but maybe not so effective on that third line. Then the fourth line of Niels Oman, Dakota Joshua, and then Lockwood, and then Hoglander was the extra on that line. But given the way that line played on Tuesday night, I think you have to go with Hoglander. Sorry, you have to go with Lockwood and not with Hoglander. Then on D, get ready, guys. Don't get ready to get mad. It's OEL and Bear, Hughes and Shen, Stillman and Myers. That's right. Rathbone and Burrows skating on the fourth pair. So that means, I don't know why. I thought Kyle Burrows had a really good game. Or maybe they practice this way. They might not play this way. So let's see what happens tomorrow when the Canucks take their line rushers tomorrow night prior to puck drop. But the way they practice, it looks like Stillman might come back in at the expense of Burrows, which I would hate to see. But I won't freak out too much about it right now until we see what happens. So that's how the Canucks practice today. No word. I would go back to Martin as a starter because he's winning. He gets points anytime he plays, except for that one loss. But he's been winning, and I would start Martin over Demko tomorrow. Some quick comments here. Lockwood has looked good, says Jaskaren. Bruce says, I like those lines. Zal says the fourth line actually looked good. Then he says, why Stillman paired with Myers? And then JT Miller says, hey, CCC watching from Kamloops. That is awesome. One thing I want to talk about now for a few minutes, and then I'll turn it over to you, is kind of what I put at the very top. And the question was, and I'll end it right now, it's should the Canucks consider trading Bo Horvat? And 56% of you said yes. 43% said no. So once again, YouTube has a missing 1%. So if you guys see it on your screen, should the Canucks consider trading Bo Horvat? I'll talk about the results. But while I talk about the results, you tell me where that 1% went. There's 56% of you said yes. 43% of you said no. Add it up. That's 99%. The same thing happened yesterday when we did a poll about is Boudreau going to get fired. So let's see your best creative answers. Where did that 1% go? 56 to 43 makes 99. Where did that 1% go? And I will highlight some of them right now. Jaskrin, the 1% is the chance of Stillman winning the Norris in his career. Actually, I think that's too high, but the way that Boudreaux likes him, it should be, maybe it's a greater percent than that. That was pretty funny. Burns said the missing percent is lost on the ice. That cuts deep, but that's actually pretty good. Yes, I saw that Tyler said his vote didn't go through, but that is actually more than 1% actually. So it's not because of Tyler's vote, because only 44 people voted. So everyone kind of vote counted for almost 2.3%. 1% chance of Martin losing another game of regulation. Wow, very, very good, Jaskrin. Chris Cypher, 1% is saved for the rich owner of YouTube. That's pretty good. Are you talking YouTube or Twitter? We know who the owner of Twitter is. Not sure who the owner of YouTube is. That's pretty good. That one was good too, Chris. What else? 1%ers. And then I'll get to back what I was talking about. Okay, that's it for now, which is absolutely fine. Jasker, 1% chance of Francesco Eckley not being cheap. 1% is the extra mile that Miller goes on the PK. That was pretty funny, actually. I should award a prize for the best answer. And yes, Gary, I am aware that they round up or down. They obviously just knock off the decimal points, but still, it's kind of funny that way. All right, that's enough for now. You guys can keep typing it in. But I just want to talk about this Bo Horvat thing. A couple things. Horvat obviously off to a wicked start. Does he have like 14 goals now in 17 games, which is crazy. 14 goals, and I'm just checking real quick. Is it 14 goals in 17 games? So, yeah, 20 points in 17 games, led by 14 goals. So he's obviously on pace for career highs in goals and points. If you're Bo Horvat, and I would love to get your feedback on this. If you're Bo Horvat, do you want to come back? You're drafted here way back in 2013, 9th overall, and you basically came in mentored by the Sedins, came in as a fourth liner. I think his first line was with Derek Dorsett and someone else, but basically works his way up the lineup. Came in touted as a two-way player, but his defense hasn't been the best throughout his career. Let's just say that. But already mature, tough to play against, decent skater. But the knock on him was that, one of the knocks was that his skating wasn't great. So what did he do? He worked with the power skater for a couple of consecutive summers, and he's not the fastest ever, but he's got good wheels, and we've seen him. He's got some nice moves, those outside in moves where he was turnstiling St. Louis Blues players in the bubble in the playoffs. So we know Horvat has got a lot offensively. He's got a good shot, a good release, always scoring from the bumper. So those are many of the good things about his game. He's improved his skating. He's got good offensive instincts, and he's a good leader for sure. A couple things that he isn't good at. One of them is passing. He has 14 goals and 6 assists, but he's a center. So yes, centers are supposed to score, but they're supposed to get assists too, because you're supposed to be the setup man. That's why whoever is playing on his wings doesn't necessarily get a lot of points, generally speaking. So he's not the best passer, and often when Bo brings the puck into the zone over the blue line, chances are he's going to shoot as opposed to pass and set up another player. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's also one reason why Horvat gets a lot of shots. Well, by the way, another good thing, and a lot of goals, another good thing that Horvat does is he's a beast in the faceoff circle, 57 or 58%. So Bruce Boudreau doesn't mind riding him when it comes to especially the last few minutes of a game. So I'd say Horvat's passing could be a bit better, and I do think that his defensive game could be a little bit better. There was a couple seasons where how this year, anytime the opposition scores, whether it's regular season or on the power play, you just kind of expect JT Miller to be on the ice. Well, there were a couple of years, and I remember talking about this on my live stream. There were a couple of years where Horvat was the same thing, where sometimes the Canucks would get scored on, and then Horvat would be the player on the ice. I'm certainly not blaming him. He works hard. He wants to be a good defensive, two-way player. And to his credit, his plus minus is exactly even right now. So, bottom line though is you've given your heart and soul to the team for 7 or 8 seasons. You're ending your second contract, and then the whole thought was he was going to be the priority to get re-signed, and then they'd have to figure out what to do with JT Miller. But then on a day in August that no one was expecting, JT Miller gets re-signed, extended for 7 more seasons after this, and now Horvat is the one twisting in the wind without a contract. So as I move into the second part of the second half of the show, you guys, let me know what you think about that. Let me know what you think of Bo Horvat being the one without a contract. And were you in the 56% thinking that you'd consider trading him? Or were you in the 43% saying, no, we shouldn't consider trading him? And then, of course, if you're in the camp that says trade him, you're thinking, well, how are you going to maximize his value? All right, so keep leaving messages in the chat, and I'll do my mid-show sponsor read. Firstly, shout out to my lead sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. I had a nice lunch with Jason today. We had a great catch-up. I had some sushi out in Vancouver, so great to see Jason today. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform Personal Training and Weight Loss. I worked out with them tonight, which was good. You can sign up now for a free 7-day trial using the link performandtransform.ca/CanuckClay, and Coach Patrick will indeed contact you and set you up. Also, thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of this fine artwork. Thank you to Monkey 9 Brewing, my eternal sponsor. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the code CanuckClay at checkout at vessi.ca and receive $15 off every single pair of Vessi shoes that you buy. Again, that's vessi.ca. Once again, a reminder to subscribe to this channel, to like the video, to leave donations, to gift memberships, and to, most importantly, keep chatting in the comment section. So speaking of which, let's get to some of your comments. Devils have an 11-game win streak, 14-3 now. Wow, crazy. If Horvat gets extended, I don't think the Canucks would have enough cap space to extend Pettersson. Yeah, that's tricky. That's a big factor. No win situation trading Horvat or Miller. Bo should have been signed, but if you trade him, JT needs to go too. So commit to a full rebuild. I was in the 43% that said no, he likes the city and is a great leader. But yes, that can be true, Fangirl. That can be true, yet you could still trade him as well if you think that's the best move for the team. Even if he takes 7.75, that's too rich for the Canucks unless they make room by moving Myers or OEL. I think Horvat is starting to produce goals and points. He likes playing here and nowhere else. Well, we don't know about the nowhere else because he hasn't tried that yet. But I hear what you're saying. JDS says don't trade anyone. I'll be at the game tomorrow night. So say first game after pandemic. That's awesome, Victor. I'll be there as well. I hope you have a really good time. How do you replace the offense that each player provides? Not as easy as people think. That's true. You trade away a Bo Horvat or a Miller, and you got to replace those points somehow. JT Miller would rather have Horvat than Miller, even though his name is JT Miller. Whereas Wuhan says JT will be the next captain. Bruce says JT is not captain material. Brian says, I voted to keep Horvat in a Canucks jersey. If the season doesn't pan out again and they miss the playoffs, if they do decide to go on a full-on rebuild, how do you think PD and Hughes would feel about it? That's really tough because I think they would be okay with it as long as the whole vision was articulated to them, because you can rebuild and get good pretty quickly. So I'm not even going to say that they'd originally upset right away because it depends how it's sold to them. Japan, Justin originally wanted 7.7, and with what he's doing now, he'll want at least 8.5 to 9. It's a shame. I don't think they can realistically keep him. Would be nice if ownership listened to Linden and started a rebuild. In my opinion, I have a feeling big things may have to happen. Yeah, as much as I love this team, I would not be opposed to a big rebuild too. Horvat wants to play for a winner, but he was also drafted and picked here, so that could convince him to stay. Leafs interest in Myers. I saw that with Muzzin out. We'll see. Anyone's interest in Myers is, I think, a good thing. And there you go. Maple Leafs checking in on Myers. I only heard it because I saw it on a couple posts. I think Sedins will convince him to stay. I have faith in them. Oh, I never thought about that angle. If Horvat gets extended, they will find a way to trade Miller. Yeah, I don't think you can keep both. Bo, JT, Brock, and Pearson all should go. Hate to see one go, but easier if more are gone. Yeah, you can really commit to rebuild. Glad to have you back, Taylor. Weren't the Canucks supposed to wear the reverse retros tomorrow? Yes. Why? Who said they're not wearing them? I saw you say something about the black skate, but I thought tomorrow night was a reverse retro game as well, unless they change it to the flying skate, which I was not aware of. Someone give me some clarity in the chat. There are other players we can get rid of, such as Besser and Myers. Yeah, but they're not. Yes, but they're not going to have the same value for sure. If Horvat doesn't stay, I really want to go to the first game against Horvat's new team. Let's hope it doesn't come to that, though. Yeah, worry about that later. 1 year ago tonight, I missed the game to the Flood, but then I got to go to game in March. Yeah, that was a crazy time back in November for sure, Coach Rob. I think Pettersson Hughes would be okay with a rebuild, actually more of a retool. As long as we get Bedard, the players would rather have that. It can help them win. It's amazing what one player can do for your hopes of your franchise, for sure. Thoughts of the Canucks trying to make a trade. A lot of talks with Columbus. I saw that as well. But it might not necessarily be Horvat. It could be a Besser or a Garland or some. I think it's good. The Canucks should be trying to talk to everyone right now. If they trade Bo, they'll be weak down the center, and Miller isn't as good center compared to the wing. That's true. Although, didn't he get his 99 points last season as a center? I'll wear my Bo jersey at the game tomorrow, too, in case it's one of the last times you see him as a Canuck. If a trade is made, do you think it could happen before the deadline or at the deadline? I think they should wait as long as they can, Justin, unless his play starts to tail off. But the price should be really high at the deadline. Does Bruce have a man crush on Riley Stillman? Well, he was in the top 6 blue liners today. Peter Hughes says the Leafs can have Myers for free. Bruce, that's why we get Bedard. Oh, sorry, you're talking about. They're wearing the reverse retros. Yes, thank you guys. That's what I thought is reverse retros tomorrow. Then why does the tweet say tomorrow with the black skate? Is that from the Canucks? Good point, fangirl. Let me look right now. Canucks. Which tweet? I didn't see a tweet from the Canucks, fangirl. Which tweet are you talking about? And then I can look it up. Doesn't matter how, but trade Miller and keep the captain in Vancouver for the team leader and for the Canucks fans. Go Canucks, go. So Brian, a big Horvat fan. Reverse retros tomorrow. You think it's a good idea to start Martin? It might rattle Demmer's confidence even more. Yeah, I don't know if you worry. I don't want to say you don't worry about Demko's confidence. I don't think one game will rattle his confidence. I really don't. If you're trying to save your job, isn't it funny? It's weird to say. If you're trying to save your job, you should play your backup goaltender. But Martin is, or at least Martin and the team are playing better when Martin plays. Thoughts on teams calling the Canucks about Demko? Well, those teams are smart if they're going to get a solid goalie at a reasonable cap hit. And right now, they might think that the price is low because of how poorly he's playing. Then that makes sense that teams are trying to do that for sure. Yeah, it's a tough slog, Nicholas, for sure. I don't know when the next black skate jersey is going to be. I actually don't. I think Horvat has to go, but as long as we get a good player for him, do not trade PD. Miller should go, as I think Miller costs too much. Yeah, they won't trade PD. Do you think Bruce is going out on his own regards? If you mean, does he make it to the end of the season? My guess is no. Which game coming up are you most nervous? I don't get nervous about games, but I do know that the Vegas one on Monday is going to be very tough, given how well they're playing. Do you think Canucks will make a trade during the game tomorrow? I doubt it. Not during the game. Yeah, although that Stillman trade happened during that game. Realistic trade package for Horvat. I think last season management and us fans may have overvalued Miller. Yeah, I've heard that too, Peter. I've heard that on the radio as well. So maybe a realistic return for Horvat is 2 pieces, a good prospect and a high draft pick, maybe. Maybe it's 3 if you throw in a roster player. If you're Demko, you would start the game after 2-3 days off. That's true. That's a good point, Jaskrin. If Bo goes, do you think giving captaincy to PD will entice him to extend or take less than 10 mil? I don't think, honestly, the letter will have anything to do with his money or him wanting to take less. It might make him want to take more, but it would show commitment to him for sure, Justin. Hoping Demko will be bubble Demko again, but it'll take a while for him to get back into that headspace and be a phenomenal goaltender again. Yeah, we need it to happen soon, though. I think we start Martin, but if Martin is tired, then start Demko. But if Demko lets in 3 goals and then put in Martin. Yeah, Bruce doesn't like to replace goalies. He likes to fight them to fight through unless they're getting completely shelled. Yeah, no problem, fangirl. I didn't see the tweet. Hey, Sharms, no funny tweets from you incoming this weekend? Well, it depends what you consider funny. Does that have everything or nothing to do with the fact that Twitter might be on its way out? No way PD will take a discount. If I was PD, I would ask for a trade out of here. Oh, thank goodness you're not PD, Japan 4. Hey, Clay, I heard a rumor if we get a Bruce, then I heard that the next candidate for the coach job is going to be Rick Tocchet. Is that true? Yeah, yesterday I talked about that, Jamie. I talked about Rick Tocchet and Andrew Brunette as 2 names that are out there. New Jersey, 11 in a row. Boston, 10 straight wins on home ice. Vegas, 14-4. Yeah, those are 3 of the top teams right now. I'm surprised the Islanders have crept up there too. Got to start Demko, people. He's our starter. I find it interesting the Twins, or one of them was helping Besser. Yeah, the Twins, I wouldn't say desperate times call for desperate measures, but how could you not be more confident after playing with the Twins today? Everything to do with Twitter going out for sure. What other roster players in the Canucks are injured? Pearson and Dermott are the 2 big ones because Lazar was skating today. So Pearson, Dermott, and of course Pullman. Do you think Demko is worried about being re-injured? No, I don't think you can play. Well, I can't get in his head, but I don't think you can play scared like that. Watch there be a trade or massive update this weekend with Twitter out? Well, then we'll have to find other ways to get that news. How do you feel about BX as a coach, or at least an assistant like Burrows? I think he'd be great. He's a good communicator, and he knows the game, and people respect him. Kyle Connor getting a hat trick and beating the Ducks. Kyle Connor's a very good player. He's an outstanding player. We do indeed need Besser to get going. When do you think your merch will be released? I predict in the new year. Yeah, I was talking to Gil about that today. I think I'm going to get some prototypes out early December, which would be pretty cool. Just have to figure out how we're going to do it. But if we make them here, we can make them pretty quick. I just don't know how much demand there's going to be. But yeah, that's the hope. Yeah, Jaskrin, it's pretty cool to have 2 Hall of Fame players spend their entire career here. I trade Besser over Bo and sign Bo. Besser doesn't do much. If he doesn't score goals, he's slow and not great in his 2-way game. Yeah, a lot of people say like his effort, his underlying numbers, his hockey IQ, but ultimately there's no result so far. Is Podkolzin ready to play? Yes, with a big shiner, but he's ready. Seattle did indeed beat New York. If the Canucks win tomorrow, that means me and Clay should go to the same Canucks games more often. I agree, Peter. Every game. Nathan Rourke trying out for NFL teams. Yeah, why not? He knows that he can play well here, even though he has unfinished business here. But I think it would make sense that he tries out while he's young and while he's healthy. How much do you think McDavid will make on his next contract? Oh, anywhere between 13 and 15. Canucks at the bottom of the league. Yes, only Anaheim has fewer points than them. Tanner Pearson was in trade rumors. Well, Jim Rutherford has traded Pearson twice. I think he's got a no trade or modified no trade, and he's hurt, so haven't heard much yet. Who do you think will get traded? I think it's going to be Besser or Garland, but how much are you getting back for those guys? Japan with his daily reminders, nightly reminder. Kind of getting tired of this joke, but you're welcome to type whatever you want. Besser is the best public skater. Myers for Hall, Cat Space for Canucks, and a top 4 replacement for Muzzin for the Leafs. Hot Take Hockey would be happy. But he also get mad if the Leafs got Myers. Maybe Hot Take Hockey not happy about anything. Who gets the first goal tomorrow? Let's go PD. If Kuzmenko gets extended, how many years do you think he'll get? I think he'll get 2 or 3. if he doesn't go crazy and have a 50-goal year, I think it's smart to only go short term with him and make him earn one more contract. Would Gail freak out if you came home with a black eye like Podkolzin? I do think she would freak out. Hopefully she'd be concerned and not laughing. When the Canucks use their black skate jersey, that will ignite the spark in this team. They do play well when they wear it. Trade Besser to make cap space, sign Bo, give Bo whatever he wants next season, bring up Lekaramaki, draft Bedard or some high-ranking prospect. There. Perfect plan. Your Raptors are 9-7 and 5th. I think they aren't disappointing me. At least one of my favorite teams isn't. Yeah, they've had a decent start. Please win the next two. We want to see the gritty. That's true. I promise if the Canucks win, if they beat LA tomorrow, and if they beat Vegas on Wednesday, I will do the gritty. Yes, sir. I'm sure that was about the public skating comment. Does Rutherford think Boudreau will go on an 8-game win streak again? I'm surprised knowing Rutherford he didn't fire him. But the crazy thing is, Jaskrin, Rutherford also said that this team is capable of going on a 5 or 6 game win streak, but that doesn't mean that all the problems are solved. If the Canucks manage to pull off trading Oyel Myers, Clay would have to sing "I Want It That Way." Okay, I'll do that too. So if the Canucks win the next two, I'll do the gritty. If the Canucks trade Oyel Myers, I will sing Backstreet Boys. Canucks are fun to watch when they play good. Yeah, for sure. Clay's debut video on his new TikTok account after Twitter goes down will be the gritty. Okay, maybe. Who said that the Canucks should trade Demko? Grrr. Brock's defensive game is not that bad for a forward. He just needs to get back to scoring quicker snipes. He takes too long. Yes, he does take a long time to wind up for sure. Can I see Erik Karlsson getting traded? Yeah, he's playing up his value, isn't he? I don't know. I could see a team making a run for him for a playoff run. No problem, Shannon. Take care of yourself. Got to have Kayla film the gritty. I'm sure she'd help. Would management trade up in the Bedard sweepstakes? It depends how much it would cost. And if not for Bedard, because I don't think anyone's trading away the number one pick. So I think it's gonna be a seller's market for sure. Oh, I didn't know that Solani got his numbers in the Raptors tonight. Makes sense. Well deserved. Good player. Next year, Pearson doesn't have any no trade clause. Good. University of Michigan hockey team sickness situation reported on Twitter. Apparently, one of our prospects is involved. Didn't know any of that, fangirl, so I can't comment. Knowing Canucks and Ducks both will find a way to lose. Oh, you mean as the two worst teams in the league? If the season stopped right now, Erik Karlsson would win the Norris. He's had an amazing start to the season for sure. All right, I'll take questions for 2 more minutes. Oh, let's do this. If you're going to be at the game, let me know. Actually, let me know where you're going to be watching the game tonight. So you really have 3 choices. No, you have as many choices as you want. And even if you're not watching, let me know. So let's go rapid fire. Where will you be watching the game tomorrow night? And what's your score prediction for the game tomorrow night? I'm going 4-2 Canucks because they haven't won 4-2 yet this year. Peters says he's going to be in section 315. That's good. Fangirl, it's not sad that you're watching from home. You'll have fun watching from home. Chris will be watching from Nanaimo, where he lives. Love it, love it, love it. If the Canucks wear the reverse retro jersey, will the Kings wear theirs? I doubt it. I don't think they go matchy-matchy. Jasker 3-1 Canucks. Fangirl 4-3, 5-2. Yeah, you guys got to tell me who you think is going to win, though. Carol will be watching from prediction 5-3 Canucks, she says. I like it. 5-3 LA, says Vax. Harry's watching from home. It will be 4-2. I like that prediction. Watching on my bed with the TV in front of me. Well, thank you for that vivid description, Jaskrin. If you watch, 5-4 Canucks win from home. Nice, Taylor. San Jose will not make that trade. Jamie. Brian's sister's in Nanaimo. Edler hit on McDavid. I think it could have gone either way. I don't think Edler tried to hurt him. It just didn't look great. But then Edler didn't make a concerted effort to hurt McDavid. I think it's fine. Coach Rob 3-1 Vancouver. Prince George on my couch with the rye and ginger 3-2 Canucks. Love it. Japan says 5-0 LA. No surprise there. Justin will be at the game. Nice. Chris 6-4. Well, fangirl, no one cares who's right or who's wrong. Just live a little and make a guess. Otherwise, Otherwise, you're kind of cheating, quite frankly, because you could say a score, but then the team that you actually think is going to lose gets that score. Well, you do whatever you want. Justin, 3-1 Canucks. Canucks win 5-2. Quinn with the first goal. That's true. I'm still not reading for Carlson. Who would take on 11.5? Exactly. Brian says, trade Pearson anyways. Fangirl wants Twitter up so you can message Adam. You should get his number so then you could just text. Japan 4 really hates the Nuggets. Yeah, you know, I always say we welcome all fans, but I will ask Japan 4, and I'm being very honest, and I think a lot of people are wondering this, is are you actually a Canucks fan? Because you can be a Canucks fan, and because I would never tell someone how to fan. Some Canucks fans would say they're fans and they want for the long-term success of this team, because that's how they would be more happy, is to do really poorly this year and have a better chance at getting Connor Bedard. I get that. I don't agree with that, but I get that for sure. But whether it's Japan for anyone, the constant negativity, I don't know if it's a shtick or if it's true. And again, I'm not judging. Anyone can be a fan however they want. I know who Japan 4 is, and that's cool. But it's not tiring for me. But if I was Japan 4, I'd be getting tired of continually typing out and saying the same things. And yeah, no, and that's perfect. I love your answer, Japan 4. You say, I love them, but it's just so frustrating. Yeah, I hear that. For sure. No, I appreciate you answering. And I think you guys know my heart. I'm not calling you or anyone else out. I've always said I can't tell someone how to be a fan. That's not my place. We all express in different ways. Someone could look at me and say, Clay, you're way too positive. You're way too idealistic, and you're not realistic at all. So there's room for all types of fans, and we all express our fandom differently. My question to Japan 4 was honestly is it's weird. Do you actually want the Canucks to win? And I would guess that for this season, the answer would be no. And that's cool. Cool for you, I mean. I wouldn't want it. Bruce says 4-3 Kings, Canucks blow a 2-goal lead. Jay says 5-3 Kings. Kuzi scores the first Canucks goal. 7-5 Kings, says Charms. Brian says Besser will score first. Angela says 4-2 Canucks. Japan, I love them. So frustrating. I've loved them since 85. Very good. We get to see Edler again. I miss Edler. Anyways, 5-3 Canucks. I like that. Just anyways. In a perfect world, we trade Myers and OEL for Carlson. I'll be repping the Canucks jersey and Tuke at home. Beautiful. 5-2 Canucks. Jamie, they're not playing San Jose tomorrow, but that's fine. 5-2 Canucks win. Honesty is just being honest and frustration, but of course, when they win and score, I'll cheer their players I love on this team. It's okay. Yeah, very good. Carol, I love the Canucks since they started. I'm a true Blue Planet fan through and through thick and thin. No matter what happens, everyone gets frustrated because they love them. That's fair too. Carlson plus $2 million contract equals OEL and Myers. Yes, and we know who we'd rather have. I'm sick and tired of the unrealistic BS, and we need to win and and until we get a top draft pick, we're not going anywhere. If the Canucks had a record that wasn't below 500, we'd be having different talks. Yeah, and I think my channel would be doing a lot better, truly, but it's fine. I agree. I want their future to be bright. I like the Canucks and the Jets. Nothing wrong with it. I was born in Winnipeg. You can be a fan and still have a negative opinion on a team, or whether or not it'd be a celebrity. It's the same thing. Yep. I was running down Scott Road in 94 with no shirt on, banging pots and pans. Thank you for that visual. Jasper says, guys, no negativity. Well, people can do what they want. We will win tomorrow. Do I have tickets for the Canucks-Jets game? I'll have to look, Harry. I don't know off the top of my head, but message me later. And if you're looking for them, I'll let you know what I have. Pretty sure I have Lower Bowl still, but message me, and I'll get back to you. Japan 4, it's respectable to want the top pick, but we also respect those fans who want them to win now too. And that's not necessarily unrealistic. We shouldn't say that. Oh, I see what you're saying. So it's fine if you don't want the Canucks to win personally, but not to tell someone else that it's unrealistic to expect them to win. I hear what you're saying. Don't know what the score will be, but the chances are the Canucks will win all 4 goals. So they need to score at least 5 to win. Okay, so a high scoring game for Rob. I'm not sure Bruce said that, but that would make sense. I will always cheer for this team, that they become competitive. Take notes, Francesco. I know Demko is playing poor, but trading him sounds crazy. 31st in the league. Where do you go from here? Well, hopefully up. Had to rewind, but I'm watching the game from the arena tomorrow. Awesome. If anyone wants to be on the board, send me your seat numbers. Huh? Dylan, do you work for the team? Is that why? If you want to be on the board, send me your seat numbers. Dylan, what does that mean? As I do my wrap up, tell me what that means. Do you work for the team and you're just gonna put like seat numbers up on the Jumbotron, or am I thinking about something else? In my living room, center ice, 4-2. Japan's asking Justin, basically making the point that we're not going to improve by drafting in the middle. Jasker says Canucks 3-1, and I don't like predicting the score. That's no problem. Just like Fangirl doesn't want to predict the winner, you don't have to predict the score. That's funny. You put the two of you together and you won't have a prediction. I want them to do well in the long run, and a top pick will be helpful, but I want them to win for this season too. Peter says the results of this season are out of our control. It's up to the players. Don't tell us, show us. Oh, of course, Dylan's a cameraman. That makes sense. Oh, I see. So that's awesome. That's awesome. I know another cameraman, Dylan, for the team. Adam. I've met Adam. I know he does some camera work as well. And that's a perfect way to end. He is indeed the camera for the team. Beautiful. Friends, I'm going to wrap up there. If you're at the game tomorrow, come say hi. Or hopefully I'll see you. I'm sitting in section 115 tomorrow night. So I'm in my lower bowl seats and I'm in my upper bowl seats tomorrow on Monday in 319 against Vegas. So if you're at the game, hopefully I'll see you at one of the two evenings. Thank you for being here. Thank you to the moderators. Looks like you didn't have to do too much tonight, which is great. I like that. Thank you to legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang. Appreciate your support, and franchise members and Hall of Fame members as well. Thanks to, and this isn't a hint, no donations tonight. So the donation train did not leave the station, but that's okay. And thanks to everyone, though, for commenting in the chat section, and for any new subscribers tonight. I know we're at the same number. So not a lot of growth on the channel tonight, but that's okay. We can handle that because sometimes when the Canucks, the streams are smaller, when the Canucks don't play, or B, the Canucks lose. Actually, no, that's not true. The streams were quite big when the Canucks were losing at the start of the season. But tomorrow, there's a game, but I won't be streaming, but I will be doing videos throughout the weekend. And then my next live stream is on Sunday night, so I hope to see you then. So as always, on your way out, subscribe if you'd like to, like this video if you'd like to, become a member, upgrade your membership if you'd like to, leave a donation if you'd like to, and continue to leave comments. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, rate and review as always. And thank you to my lead sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate, and to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform, Personal Training and Weight Loss. Okay, friends, thanks for being here tonight. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Today, just as I end, there is someone on the donation train. Choo choo! Thank you, Nux fan, for that $2 donation. Just as I'm on my way out, I appreciate you. So, I got to tell you, earlier today, my lovely wife Gail asked if I wanted to start to do yoga with her. And I said that would put me in an awkward position. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.